Hey, I'm back. So I ended the last video with a question and said I was stuck. So then I started uploading it, and well, I got a couple hours of stuff I'm uploading, so it's going to take all night to get it done. And I kept searching on Board Game Geek, and of course I found my answer. So I'm using my other device here, and I'm going to give you the answer. So the riddle was, what do we do about this position group where I have this tank with a depth marker and this unit on the left, and I drew a double purple? So Mr. Butterfield himself had to answer this, and yes, it did stump people on Board Game Geek just like it did to me. The answer is that the tank always acts independently of the group. So even though the tank is in the group, he does not contribute towards the double purple. So this unit here is not activating because he does not satisfy the double purple, but the tank will activate because he does satisfy the double purple. And so that's the answer to the question. Now, if this unit had a depth marker, then what would happen is both of them would do something, and they would do separate actions. And that was the actual question that was posed to him, was that situation. And so, and then he said that there's even an order, because this is a lower numbered hex than this one. This guy would go first, and then they would do an assault here, so that would result in close combat. And then this one would do its advance fire after the assault. So in this situation, the tanks are just going to do an advance fire. And in this case, there will be no advance because he's already one space away from a unit. So he's going to fire. And so what he does is he's going to mark him down to 1 pip. So he's almost destroyed. Unfortunately, there's no one else for him to hit. So that's it for him. Now he does fire 1 space further, and so this one would have been hit, but it's 2 spaces away, so he is safe from getting hit. That guy right there. So that's the answer, and I apologize if some of you took some time to try to answer without watching this next video. This was quite the dilemma, and I guess Mr. Butterfield himself had to get in and resolve it. So I don't feel so bad about not getting that rule right. The other thing that I learned is this guy right here. We said that he was disrupted because remember I attacked with a 12 and then we revealed that that's an NA. Well, okay, that guy is disrupted, but here's the situation. I actually, I'll explain it. This here, I'm assuming that's still a circle. I never got clarification on that. But see, the rough crater says that unit strength is doubled, depth is not. The rules are very clear. I found it while I was trying to get the answer to this question. The tank never benefits from doubling. So this is not a strength 6 tank with a strength 2 underneath. So that would have been 8 strength, right? This is actually 5 strength, and I have 12. So when you look at the chart, I'm still a no, but I said that my attack strength was greater but not double. And so since he had a depth marker, I said that we were disrupted. But we have at least double. And so what happens is that, or no, I said it was no effect because it was revealed. But what happens is that he's disrupted and I have optional attrition. So I could, if I wanted, take a damage, and in doing so, I can cause him to lose that naval artillery marker. So I don't know if I want to do that, and what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to just move my headquarters over like so, and then that will that'll give me the naval artillery next turn, so I can take out that tank. But I wanted to, that was like not even something I was intentionally trying to find, but the way I resolved that last tank battle, I could have taken an optional attrition there to destroy his his depth marker. I'm hoping that that tank is going to be toast soon. Now back to this. We resolved it, and their action is almost over. You can see here that I need to have 4 heavy or medium for an artillery hit. So I'm pretty sure I have it, but let's see. There's 1 medium, there's 1 heavy, that's 3. The light. I mean, unless it's one of the ones I took out, there's a heavy right there. So that's 2 heavy. I think the or means four heavy or medium. So does that mean I have to have 4 medium or 4 heavy? Or is it 4 heavy or medium added together? Oh boy, I don't like the way the rules on this are sloppy compared to the last one. There's a medium. I think that's 4 medium right there. There we go. There's another one for good measure up in the corner. So they are firing. So I am going to get artillery strike, and it's going to hit a unit in a beach approach. I don't have one. So then it's going to hit a unit in the water that matches the circle. So again, with the circle thing. So my LVT strategy is not going to pay off, is it? It's going to be the one with the most strength, so this guy takes a hit from the artillery. Okay. All right. Now is our turn. And of course I got this heavier device, so it's not as much fun. Free actions over here from him and him. This needs an MG, and he's the only one with it. So we're going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move. See, I can move here, but then I'm in the fire zone for red, but I want to take out red, so I don't think that's that bad of a deal. And then this one I will move up. He's been in the zone for yellow for a long time, but yellow just hasn't been drawn. And then this guy will go up, and I'll put him here because blue's disrupted, so there's no chance of him getting hit at all. So we're just preparing to attack something else. This guy is doing a similar thing. Brown is clear, so that intense brown doesn't count. This orange, though, is a problem child, and I could barrage it first. I'm not in oranges. I can barrage this orange, but I can't barrage that orange. Oh. You know what? I'm going to just barrage that orange right there. And I drew an orange. So I was able to get it. And all that means is he's disrupted. Okay, and then what that allows me to do then, well, that would be an action. So I need to think if I have extra actions for them, I will move them. But for now, let's keep going. So yeah, we have this disrupted guy here, and I know I moved this, but this was meant to be moved last turn. So here's my thoughts. I do have to do close combat against him. Not super thrilled about that. So what I'm thinking of doing is I will move this unit up to do that. I'll move it here so he can get a free action. Brown is a problem. So what I'm going to do is barrage with this tank to brown. I can only barrage if brown has visibility. That's the problem. So I don't think I can do that. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I gotta look that up now. I think that the tank can only barrage a unit if I'm in their fire. It doesn't say that at all. Well, here we go. A tank unit may conduct an action to barrage an eligible Japanese occupied hex. If the tank unit is in range of, but not adjacent to the target, and either of the following are true. I either need to occupy a hex in the field of fire of the target hex, or an undisrupted infantry or engineer unit occupies a hex in the field of fire. So they're doing an observation. So yeah, so what I would do is this infantry just moved, but it doesn't say anything about that. So this infantry is acting as the observer, and then this tank, or I'm sorry, this tank here can barrage for him. And so the barrage would be, we need a brown, or a triangle, and we got the triangle. And he doesn't have a depth marker, so that's not the issue. So we can disrupt him, and so that will prevent him from damaging us. And then as far as other actions go, we are going to attack, and then this hero, this HQ has a hero attached to it. So between these two, we finally got the flank and the pesky naval artillery. That's the big one that I wanted to get. And so yes, the depth marker is destroyed and then it's disrupted. It takes 2 turns to destroy something with a depth marker. So that's all done. Now I have 2 more actions left. And see, this guy does not get a free action. So I may want to do something with him. But the bigger thing I want to do something about is this tank right here. So if I were to attack him with this, plus this, plus this, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, okay? He doesn't get a double bonus because he's a tank, and he needs artillery. Well, we got artillery from this, so we do satisfy the condition. We flip it over, and it needs an FT. What's an FT again? FT is... Forgive me, there's a lot of... charts here. Oh, it's a flamethrower that a heavy infantry has. Okay, I do have a heavy infantry, but oh no, I don't. The heavy infantry is the only one that has the flamethrower. Oh, so what I would have needed to do is last turn. So what I'm going to need to do then is move this guy up at the end of this turn, and therefore I have a hero that can provide the flamethrower. Oh, that hurts. You know why that hurts so much is because this guy is probably going to end up killing this thing before I ever get to do it. But anyways, we did successfully disrupt the tank, and that's all we were able to do. I moved the hero, so now I can have the flamethrower requirement. And then this tank is going to have to barrage that purple, and we got to hope we can get it. And there we go. We got a purple. Good job. Good job. So, so this is now disrupted. And I'm finding I'm having a bear of a time identifying my units by using green disruption markers. So I'm going to replace them. So it's probably what the original intent of the game was, but I always like to use American disruption tokens on Japanese to show that we disrupted them. But I'm having a hard time seeing my units versus theirs when I do this because it's so closely colored. So I'm going to just take a few seconds and replace them all with yellow. We have plenty. Okay, so that's what's disrupted. I'm really liking the progress I'm making on this, even though I didn't use any LVTs and all my guys are in the ocean. Maybe it's not fast enough progress, but I do like it. We are on turn 6, and just a quick double check with objectives here. I need to have secured 10 position hexes. And, I mean, mind you, this right here is 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Although this one's not secure yet because they still have a field of fire on it. But that would be 4 of the 10 position hexes. I'm a lot closer than I think. Because this would be 4, this would be 5, 6, and if I start eliminating these units, I can get quite a few of them, and that's not counting what I have over here too. So I think I'm doing fine. I'm moving on to turn 7 here. As far as actions go, this one cost me an action, and this one was free. So I do have one more action. So I can move my engineer over here, or this unit, and I'm going to go ahead and move that unit like so. And this guy's not going to move at this time. I would like to move him, but they can only do so much. Okay, so apologies there. This camera zooms in a lot more. So now we go to turn 7, and another Japanese action comes out. It's now the M action. And we go to our beach landings. 1, 2. This got bumped. I'm pretty sure he was here because we had a nice little line like that. So 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. And once again, red is the only threat, and red has been nailing them every time. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. So they're getting there slowly but surely. And event time. So we are on turn 7. Ooh. So it says LVT commandeered for wounded. Lose 1 LVT step. So I guess that means we just destroy an LVT over here. So we have another one gone. See, you're not even using the LVTs and they're being taken away. All right. Next is they get to fire again. So we have a lot of disrupted units. Blue is a problem child. Yeah, we don't want blue. So of course we get a blue. But I think we're going to be fine, and we'll see. So we have a double purple. What that does mean with the double purple is you can see here we have a tank that's a double purple. It just means the disrupted marker is removed. So, but the good news there is nothing else happens. And there's no double purple action that's going to happen. We have this double blue, and I think that's what's going to save us, because this here is a single, or no, that's a double blue. Never mind. That's a double blue, but we are saved over here because that's a single blue. The other one is already, well, let me look at it. Nope, there's a tunnel, so this one's happening. So this guy is going to attack. A triangle. Let me see here. Do I have a triangle? Of course I do. Of course! There is no such thing as having a break. K32. Ugh. Of course. And then this disrupted marker actually goes away. And the other blue is also attacking double. And this one could be a problem. Oh. I'm ignoring the symbols. So bear with me. Bear with me. All right, we got to back up to the purple. The purple action was a P. That's right, nobody was eligible to do the purple action, so never mind. Then the blue action was an A, so we don't know if that one's going to get hit. So blue A is an assault. They're going to go do a close combat. So the Japanese are possibly not going to win this. They would have just damaged me, but they're going to do close combat. And I guess that would have helped if I wasn't a triangle, right? They're going after me here. So this particular unit is going to attack here. This one was disrupted, so we don't have to worry about that. But this one will do something. And so what he's going to do is he's going to reveal himself. He's a close combat unit, so he's going to get two, and then he's attacking, so he gets a third card. So he has 3 cards. And then we have 3 steps. So we get 3 cards. He does go first. So we're going to reveal. And it says conscript surrender. Ooh, what is that? Sorry, I got so much stuff laying around here. Conscript surrender. If the Japanese unit is not an HQ and is in the 111th or 4th FC formation, the unit and depth marker are eliminated. The combat's over. Oh my gosh. No, of course not. That punk. He's an elite unit. He's not surrendering. This one would have surrendered. Here's what's crazy. He was disrupted. So when they do this close combat thing, how do they do close combat as a group? That's the part I don't get. But all right, he's a blue, so nothing happens. He doesn't hit anybody. So I think it's the first time they've ever not hit us. All right, so now we get to go. And we're not withdrawing, and there's no blue. So nothing happens. So now he gets to go. And of course, there's a blue. So we do take that hit that we would have taken anyways. All right, so we take a hit. And we lose a card. We lost a card with a blue on it. Punks. All right, so now we draw, and of course we have no blue. So yay us. And then they draw, and they have no blue. So it ends, and we are disrupted, and so are they. What's crazy is what happens to this one now. So if you're doing an assault with, I mean, even though he was disrupted, they do assaults and they actually just start the battle already disrupted. So does that mean that that particular position also does? It says 12.8 and 8.6. I'm still hung up over the damn position group thing. They're either one unit or they're not one unit. And I don't think they make up their mind in this game. Oh, it says right here, 12.81. If the position has multiple Japanese occupied position hexes, check each hex separately for assault. It does say it specifically in this particular action. Okay, so this guy is going to do an assault now. Who does he assault? What's his priority? The least US strength. Then your choice. Okay, so the least US strength was clearly this one. So he's getting 2 cards because he's attacking and he only has 1 thing. And then we get 1 card because we only have 1 pip. He was disrupted, so he misses his first turn. So then we go and we draw a blue, which is fantastic. So he loses his card, which would have been a blue, and he dies. So we actually cleared him out, and he's not coming back. All right, so then this card we can put back on Kitty. All right, so sorry about that. It's very confusing, and so these assaults is also happening over here. So this one with the depth is going to assault, and it always assaults the closest unit, so it's going to be this tank. And I think our tank does not get extra cards for being a tank. That's the crazy part. Only if you have an engineer with a flamethrower or a US hero. That's it. So so he's going to get, we got to reveal him. So, so that technical reinforcement goes away, and he all of a sudden just got a lot weaker. So this technical reinforcement is out of the game, and it does mean we are going to grab a reserve unit. This one, and he's going to go in the closest 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This is lower numbered, so he's going to go here, like so. Tactical reinforcement right here. Draw a random unit from the reserve box, which we did. Nearest to the triggering hex, equidistant to a US unit. Yep. Lower number position. I did it correctly. Okay. So why wouldn't it go here, you might be wondering? Because it has no communication. So it can't go here. So this guy's cutting off communication to that spot. And remember, they can't go off the beach. So so now this actually gets more interesting. I'm actually drawing 2 cards for me, and then 1 card for him. And then he gets 1 card because he's attacking. So it is 2 cards each, but he's just a single unit there. And so he does go first, unfortunately. And of course, the punk draws a blue. So our tank takes a damage, and we lose a card. And we lose a blue card, of course. Although, look, that had the reinforce on it. That meant he would have gotten a depth marker. So maybe that actually was not a bad deal. All right, so let's see if we can get him. We do. Good job. Good job, Marines. And he would have had a blue. So we got lucky. The fact that he hit us actually doomed him. So he got destroyed. So that blue was taken out. Now, here's what's crazy. The A action on that card actually prevented him from damaging a unit out here in the ocean that he would have easily been able to damage. So crazy situation there. So now I'm realizing I buried my action card in the discard pile underneath all of these battles. So give me a second while I try to find it again. I'm pretty darn sure it was this one, because we talked about the double P and then the double A. So then the last one is a green R. That's why I needed to look it up. I needed to know what the last one was. And I'm looking at the board, and I don't even see a green occupied anywhere. That's a problem for us. That tank is on a blue. The green is empty. This green is conquered. That green is empty because that's where the tank started. So I think we're in good shape. Okay, so that's the end of the Japanese action. And now it's to us. So Obi-Wan's our only hope. So here's what's crazy. This little podunk guy took out that, so I don't even need to use him anymore. This one got disrupted because of that nonsense. And this guy here is in a building. So I do have to concern myself over him getting doubled. I'm concerned with him. If I attack, this guy will get disrupted. I would love to take him out. And it's not for a steak dinner. Obviously, disrupted marker goes away on this guy. This one's clearly going to move. And this position is as good as any to move to. He doesn't have a range attack, so I can't do anything about that. The question is what do I want to do here? And I think what I'm going to do is, since he's already near his death, I think if he attacks this straight up, this one's going to get doubled because of the building. So even if I draw a 1, I'm going to have a 2 here. This is a 2. And then I'll be the one that gets disrupted and nothing will happen to him. But I'll at least know what it is that I'm up against. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a close combat. And, oh, look at that. It was a 0. Oh, but see, he has a flamethrower requirement. So I wouldn't have been able to get him anyways. But this is interesting because he does get a card, but so do I. I get a card and he gets a card. It's a gold. And strangely enough, he always goes first and he draws a gold, so I died. And I had a gold. So it's just who goes first that kills you. That's always painful, that the Japanese go first. We almost had him. And you know what? I fooled myself. I was thinking this was at least a 1. If I would have done what my original plan was, I would have disrupted him and this guy would have been totally alive. So there's a lesson for you. Don't always doubt your abilities. Study hard in school. Okay, so that hurts. Not a lot, but I actually could have pulled out quite the victory there. Unfortunately, that was one of my actions. I gotta be mindful of that. That was one action, and I need to make sure. I think another action is going to be there. So then what's my last action going to be? My last action is going to be this guy helping this attack from here. This one moves for free, this one moves for free, and that one needs to help. So I'm going to do that. And then everything over here, this guy, do I need a flank? I do. Okay, I got to think about this. Can I pull this off without needing him? That's only a strength 2, and this is a strength 2. That's only strength 4. This is a strength 3, 4, 5. He has to attack. So then the question becomes, since he's disrupted, I can wait one more turn with him. So I guess I'm going to have to take his action away. I was going to attack with him in this tank here. This tank, by the way, can only see him. But you know what I can do with this tank? Since he's a hero, he moves for free. He can barrage anybody as long as I can see him or have somebody next to him. So I'll barrage this one. And what I should have done was barraged him first and then close combated him. Oh, that was such a dumb thing for me to do. So I need a gold, and I didn't get it. So, well, hold on. What's the tank symbol? Tank symbol is a circle. I didn't get the circle either. So that didn't do any good. All right, so coming back over here, I need to spend my other action for that tank right there to get involved, because I have to have a flank. That's the requirement here. So I am going to attack this, and with the flank and the bazooka, this guy is as good as toast. So we just destroyed a Japanese tank And well done, because these things are annoying. All right, so this one is gone, and the game rules say that the tanks don't come back. So no more, no more, no more. Okay, so that one's gone. And then we have this guy here who requires a close combat, and he's disrupted. So I have a free action because of the HQ, and I will do the close combat. So I get 2 pips. He gets 2, because he's 1 unit and he has a CC requirement. His first thing is he removes his disruption marker. Then we go, and we need what color? We need brown. And of course we don't have brown. Then he goes, and thank goodness he doesn't have brown, but he has reinforce. See that? So he's an inland, so he gets an inland depth, and it does get revealed, and that is also a CC, which is interesting. And then we don't get a brown, but see the reinforced thing comes up again, and then they get the shot, and they don't get a brown. Wow, that was like 4 no browns. So he got stronger, and those are all close combat nonsense. And he's disrupted, and so are we. So nothing good really came out of there. I could do something with this tank and this HQ unit. The HQ unit is going to move up, I think. Yes. He will do that. The tank... The tank can actually participate in close combat, but it doesn't give us any advantage at all to have a tank in close combat. So I think what I'm going to do with this tank is I'm going to move him here because this unit is disrupted and we have a good shot at it, but we need another infantry, so this might be silly to do. You know what? I'm just going to move it here so he stays next to the hero. No, I'll move it here so he stays next to the hero. The other thing I was thinking of doing is putting the hero here so that way all these units can go and this particular tank can just move with him. Actually, you know what? I'll do that. And we'll just sort of move this way with them. This one needs to get an action to get caught up, but for now he's a straggler. And then yes, now we get to this here, and the flamethrower requirement is going to be met by this particular hero. So this guy is finally going to lose his depth, and we're on the verge of annihilating a second tank. And I like Pizza Steve. What movie is that from? Somebody knows that one. I like Pizza Steve. That one is a great movie. One of the best. So, never stop laughing at that one. Okay. I think that's it. We're moving on to turn 8. Our quest to have 10 positions secure, and just remember, secure means that no Japanese positions can fire on it. And that includes tanks with that damn extra space of firing range. So we move to turn 8. Nobody's landing, but we do have this stuff. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2. And 2. And 1, 2. 2. 2. 2. And 2. And this guy is actually going to make a landing. I need a lot more free actions, because I all of a sudden have a whole bunch of guys that are alive, which is what the LVT solution gave for me. I know I took a few hits on the way in, but I still think that was better than using those LVTs. I'm not out of the water yet with all these guys, but I'm liking how some of these are landing. And we have to draw an event. Land U.S. artillery unit on beach R2. Okay, so I may have to look up this event, but I have these. Oh no, those are out of the game. Those are a module or an optional variant that we're not playing. It looks like a neat variant, but it's more complicated rules, so we're not doing that one. Where did I do? Oh, they're over here. Nope. Where are they? Oh, right here. I have 3 artillery, and I guess it doesn't matter which one I grab. They're all 4 strength, and it says land 1 at R2. So that means I get to pick any of these, and I'm going to pick the HQ, right? So the HQ is at this particular spot. So if he goes up and he lands there, he's right next to the HQ, and now we got a freaking artillery. Oh, mercy me. That's a good one. I think it's this one. Artillery gives us demolitions, mortar, and of course artillery. But they have unlimited range. Fa-ching. So that means if I need artillery all the way over here, as long as that dude is next to an HQ unit and I got infantry over here acting as an observer, we can hit them all the way across the map. Now that is cooking with Pam. They are in jeopardy of getting attacked by red, so I got to be careful. Artillery can only ever move 1 space, even though everybody else can move 2, so I got to be careful about that as well. Okay, well that was a good event. Let's do more of those. So let's not draw red, please. And we do, but I think we're going to be okay. All right, so double gold. Nothing's going to happen. There's a gold here, but we took it. There's a gold there. Okay, so nothing's going to happen, but that guy is no, he won. Never mind. This guy is disrupted, but he loses his disruption. This one's not going to engage because that double gold doesn't happen. So nothing there. And then we got lucky because this is a double red. And the double reds, you can see this one is brown. And then this double red is not populated. So it's a single red. So that was the one that was really going to be a problem for us, but he's not firing. And this red over here could be a problem, but he's a single red as well. So we got lucky with the reds, but this red loses his disruption marker. They always lose their disruption marker, even if they don't satisfy the double requirement. Then we have a single green, and I think we identified that single green is nowhere. So I guess from an attack perspective, this was a very nice round. They actually have a lot of stuff on brown, and they just haven't drawn one in a while. Okay, we get 3 actions. It's not enough to do everything we want to do, but we want to kill some things. So here we have, he needs close combat. We only have 2 pips. That's a concern, because you have to use close combat to kill this guy, and he's just holding this thing like a beast. He is disrupted, though. This guy is going to use his free action to eliminate him, so we don't have to worry about him ever again. And this guy will do the close combat. I have 2 pips, and I don't think the inspired unit adds. I've been playing that way the whole game, but I'm desperate for an extra card. So I'm checking one last time under Heroes. Yep, it specifically says that he doesn't get diddly. Okay, so let's do it. 2 cards for us. And I'm going to try to make it so you can see. This is 2 cards for us. And then because he has a CC marker, he gets 2 cards. 1 for him and 1 for the CC marker. He is disrupted. So he does not attack first. He's just going to lose his disruption marker. And then we attack, and we need a blue. And there it is. Blue, baby. So he is dead. He goes into the reinforcement pool. And we finally got one. So these cards, since they weren't used, can go back on the deck. And we just cleared a whole mess of these. That's 1, 2, 3. This one's not cleared because red can still hit it, but that's 3 of them right there that are clear. So very happy with that. This guy, I'm thinking I want to spend an action here, so let's make sure I still can. I do want to take this disrupted unit out, but he requires close combat, and we are disrupted here. So let me think about this. Nope, I am not taking him out. So then we have this red unit, but we can't, well, we can attack coastal if it's unrevealed. We can't do that for inland though, but for coastal we can. So actually I was wrong. I could never have disrupted this guy. He's impossible to disrupt. So if you guys were screaming at me, my apologies. I could not disrupt this guy. But with that being said, he never was able to attack anybody anyways, so no harm, no foul. But from a rules perspective, these guys with the inland have to be revealed first before you can disrupt them, or barrage them, I mean. And that, of course, results in disrupting them. So I want to kill tanks. Tanks are not our friends. So he needs an artillery, and he only has a strength of 3. So we just need 6 strength and an artillery. Now what's pretty cool is this artillery way over here is next to an HQ, so he can actually add 4 strength and the artillery. And then see, this is a 2 strength along with the HQ unit, so that's 6. And that's enough to destroy the tank without even using the units over here. So the second Japanese tank is eliminated from the game. That is a yippee-ki-yay right there. This HQ unit is going to move back because I need to make room to move all this stuff off the beach. This tank would love to go after that red, but you can see there's all these heavy, intense red fire zones. So what he's going to do instead is he has to get off the beach so these other things can land. So he's going to go here. And then the HQ is going to go there, so we can at least get those guys off the beach. What else? This guy is not revealed yet. I need to get an infantry up to him, so I will do this one for one of my actions. So that's going to be an action. And once again, I was not able to disrupt this one either. So I'm going to take the disruption marker off. Can't disrupt them if you can't see them. I don't think there was a situation where he would have attacked. So now I got one more action. I can go after these brown guys here, or this red, you know, because I can move here, and that's actually a pretty safe spot to move. I can try to get somebody off the beach, like this guy, you know, because I can move these. This disruption goes away. I can move this guy off the beach, and I will. And see, that's an intense fire. Oh, but you know what? Since he's disrupted, I can move right by him. So I'm going to move there and prepare myself. You know what? I'm not going to move there. I'm going to move here so I get the free action. Although he is in firing zone of this gold. But I'm going to get the free action. So I still have one more action to do, and I think it's very evident that this guy is not going to get picked up by the HQ. So I will move him to there. Ooh. You know what? I'm going to just move him here. Do I really want to risk the red zone? If I'm going to risk going into an intense fire for this red guy, I'm going to go next to him, not 2 spaces away. So yes, I'm going to stop here, and then he'll get a free move for the next time. Okay, that was my third action, by the way. So that's done, and then we're going to resolve this up here. And I'm just going to do a straight up attack with the tank back here supporting. That's a strength 3. Ooh, so we got a strength 3, and this is a building, so that's a 6. Now, we do have strength 7, so don't panic. He needs to have a flamethrower. The hero will provide that. And he needs an MG, and the tank provides that. So I have 7 strength. He has 6. Let's figure out what's going to happen to him. So we do meet the weapon requirement. We are greater, but not double. He is alone. He doesn't have a depth marker, so he's defeated. So that was actually a really tough battle. Bear in mind, those inland guys are a lot tougher. So we got another one. Secure. And I probably need to read what the actual definition of secure is for everybody. So that way we get everything clear here. Okay, so the position hex is occupied by a U.S. unit or garrison, and all position hexes projecting intense fire into that hex are also occupied by U.S. units or garrisons, and it's just intense fire only. So that means the solid circles. So we have to have a position along with anything that puts a solid circle into that position. And then we need U.S. communication, which is easy. We just have to be able to trace a path to the beach. And we need to secure 10. So that means I have to like put units in the spots. I can't just keep running and attacking other stuff. The reason I'm bringing this up is we are moving to turn 9, and we're just 1 turn away from ending. We're going to draw another action here, and they're getting an R, which I think is one of the nastiest ones, because that's how they can pop up like anywhere. And so we probably need to start securing these spots now for that reason. Now, what's very important though is this guy here, because he's a strength 3-step, he controls all 3 of these. Well, he's not occupying them though. Okay, so yeah, we got to rethink that. So he has control over them, but he's not occupying them. Okay, well, let's land. 2. 2. That one actually landed. 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 This one's already on the beach. So I'll land this one here. This guy is going to land there. This one's already on the beach. That one's already on the beach. This one lands there. Oh, which one was he? Was he full strength or not? I hate it when these tiles flip over. I don't think he was full strength. Okay. That's it for the landing phase. I got a shuffle. So that R action that just got unlocked is a reinforce action. And so if they can trace Japanese communication to these spots, and I can't pick up the camera and show you one right now because I'm shuffling, but if they can trace Japanese communication, they'll just pop up there like whack-a-mole. And it could be a spot we already cleared out. It could be a spot that's even behind us if we aren't careful with the communication lines. And that's the part that can be a little annoying. And so you have to like claim the areas that you've taken and park a unit there and just leave it there. And even though that unit's strong and maybe can help you with other battles, you gotta leave the units there. Now later in turn 11, we're going to get this concept called engineering bases. And then what they do is they establish what's called garrison units. And the garrison units will take those spots and then they'll forever be yours. That way your units can go and fight. So here's a perfect example. This one here we've taken a long time ago and we've had control over, but it has communication right here. So this spot, we are jamming communication here, here, and here, but these two spots, this one can go through that unit, and this one can go, and they basically, as long as he can trace a path to two other Japanese units, he's in communication. So if we draw a reinforce for blue, one of these damn reserve units is just going to pop up there. And so that's the annoying part that could happen, and that's all now made possible because of the support from contributors like R. The letter R and the numbers 2 and 12. It is their turn to fire. We are vulnerable on multiple fronts. Red is still one of the king ones. And purple is actually pretty bad. Okay, so what do we got? We got the gold reinforced. This is exactly that thing that I was telling you about. So it is going to happen, and it's going to happen. So the good news is this tank is blocking communication here and here. This is blocking communication here. So this guy cannot, he can't use the beach hexes. So there is no communication for this spot. So we got lucky there. But we're not going to get lucky in other spots. So for the reinforce, if it's a coast position that's unoccupied, but it's within two spaces of a hex unit, D, E, and F are only going to reinforce. Place reserve unit and depth marker in position that's in Japanese communication. It's not in Japanese communication, this coastal place right here. Now this one is an inland. So the inland position that's unoccupied is going to reinforce. It gets a reserve unit and a depth marker in the position. Then after turn 11, it fires. So this reserve unit is for sure going here, and that's a building. It's just going to get an inland depth marker. So now that guy we just finished defeating is now super powerful. Okay, and we do this for every gold unit or gold area. So this one is out of range, for example. So nothing happens actually. This one's within two spaces of a US unit. It actually fires. So it's firing on circle, and you can see that this unit is not a circle. So we got lucky. But let's make sure. US units are in the field of fire, but it's an inland. It's gonna resupply. It's actually not even firing. It's placing a depth marker, and if none, it would fire. It has no depth marker, so this is a inland. It just got stronger, so the reinforce is not good. And then of course these two gold are out of communication, so we're okay there. Now, why would I not go do this one? You might be wondering. You have to be within two spaces of a US unit, or you don't do any actions for that spot. So like this one way up here in the corner, you don't do anything with that. So the gold action stunk a bit. Now this P action, you do these actions even if, sometimes you do them even if you don't satisfy the double requirement. Like the reinforced one, if that was a double R, we still would have done the gold action. So you have to look at each action and make sure. And that's a little cumbersome sometimes, but so like the P action, for example, if it's unoccupied, there's no action, so you don't do anything about empty purple spots, for example. And then here, if it's an inland, it's no action. And then, of course, here we do have a purple, but he's not going to do anything because he's just a single tile in that position group. So there are no double purples right now, and we got lucky. And I'll take luck. Same with this double green one. So we have a double green one that just came up. I don't even think we have a single green attacking us, let us alone a double green. So we got lucky again with, once again, red and brown being the two primary colors they have out there, and we're just getting lucky and not drawing it. So they're done, and now it's our turn. So in anticipation of winning this scenario, we need to start clogging some spots. So these are both free actions, and you can see that these are all spaces that we can occupy. So I'm going to just go ahead and occupy this one. Actually, I'm just going to stay where I am. This one is worth occupying. However, you can see that red has a fire zone on here. It's not an intense fire zone, so we would get credit for the scenario. But what I'm planning on doing is moving my tank 2 spaces to there to cover that one. And this one can either go here or here. That's the dilemma. This one is a easy spot to cover, and I don't have to worry about getting hit. Whereas here, if I ever draw a red, there's a chance that he would hit me. But I'm going to go ahead and go there and take it and be done with it. This one, I want to use an action to retreat. This one, I want to use an action to advance, and then I would control 2 more. So I'm going to do that, and if I ever have to change my mind because something's more urgent on the left side, I will go ahead and reverse what I just did. So by doing that, I now control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the 10. And moving down to here, I know I want to take this out, but there's an HQ unit here, so these are all free actions, so that should not be a problem. I do need to take things, but remember, once again, I have free actions, so let's make sure I can do this. This requires some close combat. That's 2 sets of units with close combat, so I'm going to use a free action with him, and him, this tank, and the hero will go with them. So 1, 2, 3, 4 units are all going to be doing that. This engineer is not landed yet. This one gets a free move of 2 spaces. And I will move here because this red unit is threatening us. And I think I need to get an infantry unit there so we can reveal this red unit and take care of him. Although he is coastal, so this guy here, this tank, is going to barrage him. We don't have to see a coastal to barrage him. And there's a red, so we just got a hit on him. So I'm actually quite happy about that. And yes, this infantry will set up to take him down. This one gets a free move, and we're going to go ahead and claim this. And we do have to resolve close combat here. I'll do that later. This is not a free move. This is not a free move. These 2 are free moves. So is this guy, and so is that guy. So I'm going to move this engineer here. Now this is not an objective that we win because this is still alive. See that intense fire zone? I have to eliminate him in order for this to finally be clear. But I am going to put the engineer unit there anyways. And the problem is I need to spend actions to attack him. So I'm going to attack him with just this 7. He has a fortified building, which means that the unit and depth is doubled, but he only has a unit. He doesn't have a depth. This is a strength 7 attack. So my third action will be to attack with him. Let's see what we got. It's an HQ unit that requires close combat. So the good news is we didn't kill him, but we definitely had double his strength, and he's disrupted. So moving guys, because this HQ unit is here, I would move this guy there to claim that. I'm going to move this guy. I want to move him here, but this is just such a problem. That airfield is an issue. I have to make my move. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to move this guy here and this guy there, and the HQ unit I don't know where I want to put the HQ unit. I need to do some attacks there. I think I have to go here. I can move 2 spaces with the HQ unit. So then all of these guys will be able to go next round. This, of course, I want to claim. So maybe I want to keep him where he was. Do I really want to charge in with a 2 strengther with no support? The answer is no, I don't. But he was also in a bad spot here. That was actually a really bad spot. So yes, I might as well move there. That was a free move. None of these were a free move, and I'm out of action. Or these 2 weren't. He wasn't either. Okay, so let's count up what I have. I have 1 for sure, possibly 2, but not yet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 4, 5. So I have 10 even if I don't get this one. So I have enough to move on to the next mission, which is impressive because I thought we were losing this badly at the beginning. That's my biggest advice then, if you're playing this, is that the beginning is meant to punish you. And you just have to sustain through it. Okay, so that one is going to require close combat next turn. This one, we're resolving now. Okay, so let's draw our cards. I'm going to do the Japanese cards first. So there's 2 Japanese units there. The main unit and the depth. So I get 2 cards for that. And then they both have a CC, so they're going to get 2 more. So they have 4 cards for Japan. And I'll lay those here. I don't know if you can see it better. So there's 4 cards for Japan. And I know you can no longer see the battlefield, but we are attacking with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I'm sorry. 2, 6, 7, 8 pips. So that's 8 cards, and then we have a hero, which is another card for 9. So we have 9 cards to their 3. And I'm looking at their total strength is not greater than 4. It's not nighttime, they don't have a tank. Okay, they would normally get to attack first, but they were disrupted. So we're moving their disruption marker. So then we get to attack. And the color, by the way, is brown, which is a color we've not been drawing a lot lately. And we didn't draw there either. So nothing for us. So now they go, and nothing for them. They would have hit us if we were withdrawing. We go, and there it is. We got a brown. So what we do is they lose their depth marker for sure. It's already destroyed and out of the game, and that is a good kill. And then they lose a card, and it would have been a non-brown. So no issue there. Now they're attacking us, and they get a brown. So they just hit us. So we got to decide who's getting hit. He's full strength. Do we get to decide? Oh crap! I got this. This game always punishes you. So in close combat, I don't think we get to decide who gets hit. Well, it says a participating unit of your choice. Okay, so we like that. Finally, we get a break. So I think I'm going to damage the guy who's almost already dead anyways. So we'll do that one. And we lose our top card, which was a brown. So now we get to go. And of course there's no brown. Then they get to go. And there's no brown, thank goodness. And then we have a bunch of cards left. So as long as one of them's brown, we hit. And there it is, brown. So his card, this is destroyed. However, it's a elite unit, and so it's going to go back in the pool. But the better news is this is now available for us to take, and we likely will sometime soon. This guy can shoot from 3 spaces away and help him. But I don't have, yeah, I need to remember some stuff for next turn. All right, so that's our action phase. And that's also the end of turn 9. So we move to turn 10. And I'm at an hour. So I'm going to pause and see if I can get my other camera back. And that's only going to be the case if YouTube is finished uploading. And we'll get this uploaded. Stay awesome, and thank you for all your help.